all of the focus presently is on, say, you would assume Irish violence towards immigrants or people who've moved to Ireland and made it their home. And it's like, okay, that is wrong, but also maybe acknowledge this other thing, which is clearly picking up and which is a genuine problem too, which is, the case of violent people coming to the country. And that one received, yeah, as I said, people won't touch that with a barge pole, or the media, I should say, won't touch that with the barge pole. So it's just, we had a bit of a toxic mess already prior to sort of the recently particularly big influxes or sort of law and order influxes of migration and law and order incidents, and we've only added to it with all of these different elements.
And you know what's so frustrating as well is that you always hear people talk about how, oh sure, the Irish went everywhere and the Irish, we're a nation of immigrants and all this kind of crap. The fact of the matter is, if that is the case, and it is the case, we all know that's true, then we should learn from history and be aware of the fact that this exact story played out when we went to places like America. The Irish were engaged in crime. The Irish mob was a huge thing. And we were the victims of discrimination. You'd see people, mistreating Irish immigrants and treating them poorly. And then that fueled the criminality. Like one thing that we don't even, I think a lot of people aren't cognizant of is there's the notorious El Salvadorian gang MS-13, who are known for being ruthless. These are the guys with face tattoos who are willing to cut your head off, and they're extremely dangerous group of people. They actually didn't even start in El Salvador. They started in California. And the reason they started in California was El Salvador had a civil war in the 20th century. After the Civil War, loads of people were forced to flee the country as refugees. They went to America. They settled on the West Coast. And then while they were there, they were this new kind of vulnerable immigrant community. So then other groups, including other groups of immigrants, would prey on them and beat them up and attack them. And so they had to kind of click up and form these groups to defend themselves. And then those turned into gangs. And then before you know it, they're this hardened street gang who are cutting people's fingers off and shooting people in the head. So anyway, my point is not to say that something like that is happening in Ireland or will happen in Ireland. I don't know. My only point is, when you chuck a group of people into the deep end of a totally different country, you're going to see weird, unforeseen social phenomenon taking place, and not all of them are going to be good. And we have predicted this in the form of government reports that told the government, this is probably going to lead to a break in social cohesion. And I am convinced it's not even like, a lot of people think that the government has this grand, evil Machiavellian plan where they're trying to destabilize society, or, like you hear all these theories that people come out with. I don't even think it's that elaborate. I doubt they've thought about this at all. I don't think they considered it. I don't think it crossed their mind how this could go wrong. And I think they're as shocked as anybody could be with the end result that we could have told them would have happened in advance.
Well, that many people did tell them would happen in advance. I think this is one of the most frustrating aspects of it, which is that many of the elite, certainly in Europe and most particularly in Ireland, do live in something of a utopian world where, everyone is of goodwill, and then when bad things happen, it's like genuinely shocking to them. It's like, how could this have happened?
It's like the Dublin portal, the Dublin New York portal, where you open a live webcam on the street, and then people are showing pornography and 9/11 memes. They're just shocked and horrified. How could this happen?
Yeah, they genuinely thought people would, like, I don't know, be doing cyber hugs and kisses and things like that. It's just a degree of detachment from reality that's really hard to fathom. I think you and I think I can speak for you in this, being Catholics, you are more sensitive to this because you sort of understand humanity as being sort of fallen and being marred, and so there's a lot of ugliness, and indeed all of the ugliness in the world can be traced back to that. But you are not under the illusion, say, that people are better than they are. And like, this is stamped all over, say, Simon Harris talking about what's going on at the moment between Ireland and India, for want of a better way of putting it. Like, his response to this is reporting from the Journal. Tánaiste is quoted as saying, "This is a good country. This is a country of Céad Míle Fáilte. This is a country that recognizes the incredible value that the Indian community have made. It's a country that abhors racism, and we must continue to call it out." It's like, well, indeed, there's a great many people that note the value that many Indian immigrants have brought to Ireland, and as indeed they have, and that abhor racism. But it's like, it's not just this land of sunshine and rainbows, nor is anywhere. It's like, good things and bad things happen here, they happen elsewhere. The world is just a dynamic place, and the most dynamic feature of the world is the human being. And it's like, you can't bring about enormous change as migration policy has here and elsewhere and expect it all to come out to the good, which these people really do. It's nuts.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, if even if they were willing to say, on balance, we think immigration is good, but here are the downsides and we're aware of them, and it's not illegitimate to have those concerns. Even then, we could at least have a conversation, but they're not even willing to make that very reasonable concession, which I think is just sort of indicative of the lack of maturity that we're dealing with here.